Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. Well, I've done it at last. I finally built for what for me is the ultimate TRF car for me, which is the TRF201 XM mid-motor two-wheel drive. So I've recorded the full build for you, and it was just so enjoyable. So let's get into it. Right then, so this is where it starts. So in here we have the 201 XR aluminium conversion set. So if you watched the previous, on one of my previous videos when we put the XR together, that's everything in it is in here, including the body kit for it. And then here we have the 201 XM conversion kit, which is the next part to this. So you get the XM, which is the mid-motor 201. So let's crack these open and I'll get all the bits out. Right, so that's all the parts out. So obviously the XR instructions, and that's the XR parts. Then that's your XM conversion parts with instructions. And then obviously we've got the donor card there and some other bits. So I'm kind of curious, debating where to start. I think we're going to start with the XM because it's all about the gearbox for me on this car, and I think it'd be nice to see the gearbox getting built and then going straight onto the chassis as opposed to building the front end up first. But I've got some messing around. There's a few extra hop-ups going on this, so yeah, so let's start with, let me get this over. So that's the starting point. It starts on number 3. Where's number 1? Is there a number 1? No, there's not. So it starts at number 3. Okay. Which you just get straight into that gearbox. So obviously I've got to let me dig that out. My original 201 gearbox. I'm going to take that apart. And because obviously the slipper and stuff like that, and it looks like 2 of the internal gears, or at least one of them, mainly the diff, is yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of working out. I'm not too sure what that's for yet. Anyway, let's start building it bit by bit. Right, really enjoying this already. So obviously you've got your gearbox casing, comes with XM kit. So then you use the full ball diff from your standard 201, including the bearings. One of the idle gears, again fully with the pin and the bearings, and then you build another one up, which comes in the XM kit, and then you get your what would you call it? Your slipper clutch arrangement. Yeah, the funny thing is, the gearbox is a lot smaller than I imagined. I don't know why, but yeah, it's smaller. But that's how all that works. If you were intrigued like I was, it's absolutely awesome. So this is all stage 3. So the next one is to close that gearbox up and put the motor plate on it as well. And again, that's using the existing screws that was on the standard 201. So let's get that done. Right, so that's the gearbox finished. Lovely, beautiful looking thing. Slippers on, all feels really nice, as you would expect. That's a thing of beauty, that is. Still on number 3. Now we put the wing mounts and the shock. Yeah, so some hardware on the new carbon tower, and then that gets bolted to the gearbox. Right, that's that assembly finished. So luckily I had some brand new wing mounts, because the ones on the donor car were absolutely shot and bent to bits. I would have thought you would have got certain bits of plastic in between the conversion kits, because we're using donor cars now. I'm not talking in a present tense, but you know, I would imagine the majority of standard 201s that went to XR or XM were used. So scratches on them, so stuff like the front bumper and stuff are all beat up. So on the parts tray I had, which was just pure luck actually, it does have a brand new bumper as well, and I've got a brand new motor guard. Obviously not for this car, but I can fit that to the XR. But yeah, I would have liked like extra wing mounts, bumpers and motor guards, just because everything else is new on the car. Anyway, I'm moaning. Yeah, that's incredible. So that's a big carbon tower on, beautiful. And obviously this is not sat correctly, but look at that, my friends. That is such a pleasure to see in real life. Outstanding. Right, moving on. It's getting complicated now with the instructions, because this is the next stage where we've got to put this unit down, and then the arms. So I've got to start stripping the donor car and making sure that I don't need to use any XR parts, which I'm no doubt will happen. But yeah, let's crack on. Right, starting to get a tad complicated, because yeah, as I say, I'm flicking between two conversion kits, and this the XM is basing it on, you've got the XR built already, which obviously makes sense, but I'm trying to do it from scratch. So we've fitted this section, which I believe to be correct, and this is the first hop up. So I can't remember where I got this from. I think this came with an original 201 I had ages ago. So this is the 201 aluminium rear suspension mount XA. So that's awesome. So that's in place, and I bought off Dennis, big shout out to Dennis, the opposite end. It's used, but it's Tamiya and it's blue. So I'll have the full alloy upgrades on the back, which is awesome. Now the only thing I'm a little bit unsure about, this bracket here comes with the XR kit, and it's supposed to go underneath there, but this unit has pins, as you can see, that locate in the chassis. So I'm pretty sure if you're using the plastic mount, then you use that, I think, but I definitely use that on my XR. If I need that, I can fit it later, but I'm pretty sure that's how that's supposed to go. Now, so instructions now are basically telling you to put the rear arms on, which I've got to strip down now. And as we're doing that, we'll fit the next hop up. Big shout out to Keith for sending me these. So that's the 201 aluminium rear upright, right? It's 0.5. That comes with bearings and what have you. So that's cool. So let's get those rear arms made up. Right, that's the latest progress. Got to be honest, feels like I'm winging this. I'm kind of not comfortable, like, knowing if certain things are right or not. Anyway, I did jump on Tamiya base, and because he built an XR and an XM, and I was looking at the pictures of these because he'd put the same upgrades on, and he definitely had that underneath. So I've slackened the screws off and fitted that extra plate underneath, and I've also done that on the rear, which that's what he did. So I presume that's right, but there's no way of telling, because obviously instructions, it hasn't got these upgrades. It's for the plastic, which are completely different, really. Got the lovely hubs on. They look awesome. They came with the outer bearings, which is a little bit bigger. So I presume I use the inner bearings from the standard 201. So instruction-wise, and yeah, I'm reasonably happy. It's all, and there's no play at all. I put the spacers in, the shims. So yes, that is looking mighty fine. So what's next? Oh, okay, so next up is bolting the gearbox down and then attaching the front of it to this unit. Oh, this is going to now just go up 10 levels. Would you look at that, my friends? How nice is that? Oh my word. That is just a little bit special, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. Wowza. Oops. Yeah, that is off the chart. So, still a lot of messing around. And that's kind of it for the XM. Just looking at instructions again. That's kind of as far as it goes. But I'm thinking now, obviously we'll pick up on the XR instructions, but I think we might as well finish the rear end, which is put the drive shaft, well, clean the old drive shafts up, get them in, get the turnbuckles on, get some new bearings in there, and then that's that rear end done apart from the shocks. One problem I have had is the gearbox cover. I can't I don't know, but I've misplaced one somewhere and I've no idea how, which is really frustrating. So I have got a very old one which been painted gold, so I started to see if I could strip the paint off of it, but yeah, it's not worked, so I'm just going to blast it over in black, but hopefully I'll get one on order. We'll see how it looks when it's painted black, but I think it's going to look a bit grainy, to be honest. So yeah, let's finish that back end off. Right, that's the back end finished. So I definitely need to order new turnbuckles for it. These are the standard blue 201s, and there always have been a different blue to the sort of standard blue. But yeah, I'm going to get some of those on order for the XR as well. I just need to measure them and make sure I get the right ones. But yeah, you get the gist of it. All feels really nice, to be honest. Not that that matters for this car, but but what a joy to put together. It really is. That's why this was always, as soon as I discovered the XM and I saw him racing it in something very similar in 2013, I just had to have it. It's just very special. Anyway, shut up, Glenn. So yeah, we've got the gearbox cover, the spur gear cover to put on, if that works. So I think we'll jump onto the XR instructions now and just start at the beginning. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so that's the latest progress. So now side rails are on. I've got the rear body posts on. We've got the brackets for the battery stopper. These are the quick release that came with one of the 201s, and I don't have any others, so I'll put them on for now. But yeah, they need to be blue, don't they? And then the 3 front end mounts. Gearbox cover looks like it's going to be okay. I've just given it a second coat. It's not going to be the best, but it'll be good enough for now. So yeah, now what I'm going to do is strip the front end of the 201, because in there is the steering mechanism, and I've got the, shout out to Dennis, I've got the, show you it, I've got a Tamiya upgrade one set. Don't actually know how that's going to fit, so yeah, that's going to be intriguing. But yeah, that's where we are up to, and that's looking incredible. Right, let's strip the other one down. Now, here's something you don't see every day. This Tamiya steering for the 201. Super rare part. I didn't even know it existed. Which kind of tells you how rare it is, because we all know what parts were available, and I didn't know this was. And this was for the standard 201. Anyway, massive shout out and thank you to Dennis again. I bought this and that rear bracket off Dennis. Now, the issue is it's not a straight fit because the plastic one has a servo saver built into it, and obviously these are straight through. So when you bought the upgrade, you got both arms and then you got 2 big spacers. And Dennis didn't have the spacers, and you also need 2 of these rods, which a standard car only has 1 in. So I bought those ages ago, and Dennis got me the part number, which goes straight through. So I'll lift it up, hopefully it won't fall, and you'll see I've just made the spacers from small spacers, which is awesome. I mean, you don't see any of this, funny enough, because there's a big top plate, but knowing it's on there is awesome. So it took me a while to get it sort of measured right, and this is only held on, but no plate in that whatsoever. And there's bearings top and bottom, and yeah, that's how that works. So I'm actually over the moon to have that on the car. That's a real bonus. Look at that thing, my friends. Look at that. Right, a little bit more progress. Steering's fastened down now. As you can see, front arms are on. Changed the front alloy bracket for a much nicer one. And yeah, you get how that works. Yeah, over the moon with that section. I'm only emphasising it because now it gets basically completely covered up by that, which is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, that's awesome. Gear covers on. It's not the best, but it doesn't look too bad, to be fair. I'll probably will source another one at some point, but certainly no rush. So that's screwed down. So yeah, it's just a case of getting that last front the front end bit on now, and that's that finished, I think. Right, so as far as I'm aware, that's the actual car finished. Again, we just bolted that down, and we've put a nice shiny new bumper on. Let's see if I can do that in a better light for you. Nice shiny new bumper, which is nice. So yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. So next up is to build big bore shocks, which are awesome, but I'll do that quickly off camera, and we'll get those fitted. And that is the car finished, and it is honestly incredible. This has been one of the best things I've ever put together. I just absolutely love it. It's a very, very special car. And obviously with the big bores, it just transforms it. Front end. Probably at some stage might look at Nick Walker's doing front carbon 201 towers now, and what kind of put me off, because the standard 201, I'm just looking at it now, the standard 201 and the 201 XR don't have carbon rear towers, only the 211 XM and of course the 201 XM. So with this being carbon, I'll probably do. I don't think I'll change them all, but I think I'll buy 2 front towers for this XM and the 211 XM. So it's full carbon. Oh my gosh! Right, let's dig the wheels and tyres out. And that's the car finished. Oh my god, how good does it look? So nice. So nice. Oh my word. Really free as well. I was a bit worried about the diff in that old car, but the diff's been really looked after. Yeah, that is awesome. Obviously no oil in the shock, so you can kind of set it to a ride height of my choosing, as it were. It'd be somewhere around there, but you never really know until the body sets on it. Oh my word, that's incredible for me to look at. Actually seeing an XM in the flesh. Right, next step, the body set. So before we get into that body set, I thought it'd be rude not to show both XR and XM together, because it's the first time I've seen them together. What a stunning pair. There's a couple of things that I found interesting that I've sort of just come across, because I never knew a great deal about the sort of specs of these cars. First one being that the XR has a very slightly longer wheelbase, which is interesting. It's probably about 8mm longer wheelbase than the XM. And another thing is obviously space wise, because you've got more space in the middle of the XR, that will take any steering servo, where obviously space is an issue on the XM, so that'll only take the low profile servo. So yeah, I've just thought that was quite interesting. Oh, and also the battery. So the XR would take a standard racing pack, amongst other configurations, where the XM would not. That will only, well, the biggest battery would be like a shorty pack, or you can do 2 saddle packs across. Yeah, useless information, but I found it quite interesting. But yeah, I have to say it's awesome to see both of them together. Right, slight change of plan. Let's just dig out the 501 body set and let's get that done first. Right, I've dug all the parts out. It's really good. I'm really enjoying this, because these are the final pieces of my TRF collection, sort of jigsaw coming together. So obviously this is a TRF 501, and now we've collected the full body set. So shout out to Keith for the car first of all, and also the genuine Tamiya 501 under tray. He sent me that ages ago. Shout out to Tony's Tamiya Parts for the actual Tamiya 501 shell, which is awesome, and it's a WE, the World's Edition, which is correct for the car. And obviously, because I had two 201 conversion kits, XR conversion kits, I've used one full body set, which went on the 201 XR, and that left me with another body set, so I can take the wing from that kit, and that's going to be the 501 wing. Now, it's not quite the same shape as the sort of Tamiya racing wing, but it's not far off, to be honest, and it's all Tamiya. That's all that matters. So yeah, I'll get all this cut out and mounted next. Right, that's the 501 body set done. It's only roughly, well, it's cut out, but it all needs sanding now. But all these shells are gonna need that doing before I send them off to get painted. That was horrible. The wing, pretty straightforward. The under tray, reasonably straightforward. But that body, that's just horrible. They don't give you any cut lines. So I sat the original body on and drew a line, which you can see now. But yeah, I need to do more work on that. Because obviously it's all got to be velcroed once it's painted. But I will do more work on it, as I said. But yeah, didn't enjoy that. That took way too long as well. Anyway, now let's get back to the XM and cut out the Proline Phantom. Looking forward to this bit. And that, my friends, is a Proline Phantom. Oh, love it. Obviously, it needs paint on it, but yeah, first time I saw this shell, which was fairly recently, to be honest, I just fell in love with it. Yeah, it's what some people consider an ugly forward cab, but this was from about 2012, 2013. I think this body set came out from Proline. It's just a whole shape. Again, you need to see it once it's got paint on, but just how it all flows, this back section, just incredible. There is a bit more work to do on this one. Obviously, again, it needs fitting with Velcro once it's painted, but that's kind of it rough cut out, but do need to get it sanded. But I'm going to do all that. I'm going to do them all together, actually. Yeah, that's awesome. And that is now my 4 body sets almost ready for the painter. And there they are. Oh my word. I'm so glad this is kind of coming to completion. Seems to have taken forever. That's me dragging my feet. So we have the 501. We have the 211 XM with Proline Bulldog body set. We have the 201 XR with Tamiya body set. And obviously we have the 201 XM with Proline, forgot my name, Phantom. Oh, so cool. So cool. Just seems to have taken forever. It really does. Oh, it's just when these got paint on, it's just going to be absolutely off the chart. And that, my friends, is it. And I bet, and I understand a lot of you who still watch me will be sick of seeing TRF stuff. And I get it. But as you know, had to get this finished by the end of the year. And obviously we've still got a fair bit to go. But we're certainly getting closer to where I need to be, which is obviously get these painted and then get them stickered up and then get 2 new cabinets in. I've got TRF posters to go on top of each one and just get all these cars in together. With the other 201 original, 502, a 503, 414, 415, 416 and a 417 and the 801. Can't wait to see them all together. Anyway, yeah, thanks for sticking with me through this. I promise, I don't want to say there's not going to be any more TRF videos, but there might not be. I don't know if when I put this out, if you've seen the 417 yet. So that might be another one to watch after this one. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, when they do eventually get back to me, I'll sticker them up off camera, get it all finished, and then I'll probably just do a final TRF collection video, just a short one, just to show you them all finished and what they look like, because they're going to have some awesome paint jobs, and some slightly different than probably what you expect. Anyway, as always, my friends, thanks so much for watching. It's massively appreciated. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up. If you think I'm a dickhead, give us a thumbs down. Say hello in the comments and turn notifications on if you haven't. That'd be awesome. And as always, my friends, happy TRF RCing. That was different.